Welcome to the Bagchucker Podcast, where we break down life on the road in the NHL.
We're your hosts, Chris Mason and Hal Gill, a.k.a. Mace and Skillsy, former NHL players, current broadcasters for the Nashville Predators, lifelong Bagchuckers, dads, brothers, and sons. We've seen it all from the bus rides to the big leagues.
Each week, we'll dive into what's going on around the league. We'll give you travel tips, places to go, things to do, and stories from years of living out of a suitcase.
What do you say, Mace? Lobby in 10.
Just chuck your bags and let's go. All right, welcome back to the Bagchucker Podcast. We're back. We think it's episode 10. It could be 9. We don't know. We've been on the road a long time. We're kind of delirious. We'll get more into that, but Skillsy, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there, pal. Pred's got to win. You know what? You can smile on the bus and smile on the plane, and that's a big release. I got some endorphins going with the smiling. The win helps.
That's the happy. That's the adrenaline. We got the happy vibes going right now. But let's just talk about the win first, because it's been tough for the Preds lately. But you get that win. You go into Dallas. Roman Josi is out. You got 4, guys that started the American League on defense. Factor's coming back from an injury. Nyquist coming back. You probably think you're going to get beat down pretty good. Dallas hasn't even lost a game there all season, or they're 11-2 or something like that. So let's talk about that game, because that was we forgot what that felt like, and so did the players. That was a really good game.
Yeah, and even being up 3-0 going into the third, it's like, third period, this should be okay. We got this, but there's still the doubt in your mind, and you have a bunch of young guys. You just called up Gravel. He's a veteran. He knows what he does. Big guy, plays solid defense. But Willsby's been great. Blankenberg has been great. Delgado comes back in the lineup. He's been great. But you're looking at Dallas going, oh boy, this is going to be a long night, because hey, this is a pretty good team. They have some horses up front, and for the Preds to go out and I guess against all odds, led by the Factor. He was a Factor, by the way.
Awesome.
2 goals.
He was awesome.
He was a beast. They got it done. And, I think just good performances all around. Marchessault, that's 2 games in a row that I've liked his game. He's been playing well. I think we're on to something. Now the question is, can they keep it going? Because I want to keep smiling, Mace. And it was great. He
was amazing. Max Hers had the analytics on it that he got it in at least 6 times on the radio broadcast, which is impressive. But he made that many saves. We were talking about him all night.
He was good.
How does that happen? And just how does a team that is completely down on their luck, everything that can go wrong has gone wrong, and you go into Dallas and the odds are even more stacked against you. You can't score goals. You got shut out by Montreal. You got 1 against Ottawa. We'll get into the road trip after. You go into Dallas. They give up nothing at home. They score almost 4 goals a game at home. Is Nashville a trap team now? Did Dallas say,
yeah,
hey,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is that part of the equation?
Yeah, I think they're looking around like, these guys are awful. They can't score goals. Like
no Josi. Yeah.
But on the other side, you have a bunch of guys that are like, I don't think, it takes a team to win. And I think there's been a lot of cases where it's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the play. I'm going to stick handle through this guy. They turn it over. It goes the other way. I think they knew, the Preds did, that they had to go play as a team. They got, 4 defensemen we just talked about that weren't on the team to start off the season. You got to protect them. You got to make sure pucks get deep. Like it's to a man. Like everyone knows that. You got to play the right way. And those guys played well, but I think they set up a game plan that Burnett put in that made them look good. So credit to everyone involved. I thought they played a hard game, but to your point, yeah, it is a trap game. Like they're at the bottom of the NHL. I'm laughing. How many awkward laughs have we had? Where it's like, like I can't cry. It does no good to get on air and for us to talk about hockey and start crying. So we do this awkward laugh, like it's all gonna be okay.
Yeah. Just wait, guys. It's gonna turn. It's gonna turn. But that can be a game though. That really could be a game that turned. But again, you gotta let's see more. But that was probably the first game where I think everybody on the team contributed in a positive way. And I really think the first two periods they were by far the better team. I thought Dallas, obviously, they're going to come out in the third and say, "Hey guys, we were horseshit for the first two periods. Let's go. We get back. We can score at will if we want." But they fought them off. They gave up that goal, which I didn't necessarily think was a great goal by Onanen. Maybe he didn't see it. But right after that, then he makes two big saves, and then they buckle down even more. And then I thought the last 7 minutes of Preds got back to kind of carrying a little bit, which was impressive.
And they also had two goals, one offside.
Yeah, that's right.
And one, where
what a snipe too, by the way.
Yeah,
Wilsby's wow. And that doesn't
awesome.
count. Oh, I felt so bad for him.
And then Forsberg is wrestling with Ottinger, so that is a good call. Both good calls.
Yeah, they were right
calls. Is going to pump that one in, and he's feeling good, but wasn't to be.
Yeah. So huge win, obviously different mindset moving forward. Let's see if they can do it against Colorado, another tough opponent. We'll keep an eye on. I expect to see Wedgwood in that. I think Juice will be back in the pipes, but it'll be interesting to see how Wedgwood. Wedgie's he's done great since he's been in Colorado. So sometimes a change of scenery is all you need.
I think it's a good. That was good. Like right now, it looks like a good trade for everyone. Right?
For both,
the Preds get a younger guy.
And Wedgwood could be the guy there.
Avs get a veteran guy who can be a guy to go to guy. Yeah. So I hope it works out for both teams. That everyone's happy then.
So okay, we got the happy stuff out of the way. Let's go back to the. I don't even know what to call it. It's just the last few weeks. Obviously, the Preds 8 games without a win. The travel schedule that's been out there. Bruno's talked about it. Trotzi's talked about it. It has been an absolute shit show. Like it's almost funny. Like just to put it like into context, we're on the road trip and we'll get into the details of what went down, but it was like everything that could go wrong went wrong, not only on the ice, but off the ice. It almost became funny. We were delirious by the end of the trip, but I want to start with you because you've had, and this is all the stuff people don't know. And you're a broadcaster.
Explain what happens, right? Because people just assume, hey, you jump on a charter, you go. Well, okay, that should be the case. Toronto to Montreal, you should be in your bed after a game in Montreal. After the game in Toronto, you should be in bed. What, 12:30, 1 o'clock, that latest. When do we get in? 3:30.
3:30. We had no pilot on that one.
The pilot didn't show up, and then we had to de-ice, and so it was just one thing after another. And then Montreal, which was great. We had the train ride from Montreal to Ottawa.
That was really refreshing. I've never done that before in the NHL, and that was really cool. But again, you're getting in late. It's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. You're getting to bed, and you got to play again, and everything sucks. And we lost luggage. We got to tell the luggage story of Lindsay and Barn. Lindsay Rowley, as you guys know, and Nick Barnowski, who's he's the media PR head of our team, and just wearing completely rattled.
Lost their luggage, so they had to wear the same clothes to the morning meeting the next day, which Barn didn't have any hair gel, so his hair looked like
it was fluffed up and looked like it was just
looked like he went on a complete bender. And Lindsay, with her game outfit, was not exactly suited for morning meetings. So
normally we're wearing like workout gear, sweats or whatever, going down to interview coach and see the guys and all that kind of stuff. And it was just, it was a reason to laugh. It actually made it like a little more enjoyable, all this stuff, because it was just one thing after another. But that's a lot.
And then Ottawa to Nashville, we had to wait forever on the plane. Plane took forever. Then when we landed, we had to go through customs. I wasn't in bed till 3:34.
Oh, later than that. That was like a 4 or 5 in the morning. It was crazy. It was nuts. We almost had to stay in Ottawa,
and that was we had the time change.
Yeah, that's with the time that we gained the hour back. But it's funny.
I feel for these guys because it's hard playing hockey, and it's really hard when you're stuck on a tarmac for 3 hours or in a plane sitting in one seat. My body is not handling this well, Mace.
No,
It just my body does not like me.
it's especially when you're
And I'm not even
losing.
playing.
That's what I'm gonna get at. But you're feeling the after effects of playing for many years in this league, the way that you played the game. So let's say to start this trip, this is the not the funny thing, but we're going to Toronto, and you got a shot. You got a little thing before.
Got a
Uh,
steroid shot in my
yeah,
back,
yeah.
trying to
Was it epidural or was it?
yep, yeah,
Yeah.
trying to alleviate some nerve damage I have. Wear and tear. Everyone has it, but I just have a lot of it. So
So that's funny
yeah, I got
because
it.
you train hard, you work out hard, and you can do some really like rigorous, grueling things in the gym. But if you walk for too long, like you have to, the other night you had to like, hey, I got to sit down. Like I got to sit down. So we get into Toronto, and you just got your shot. Everything's kind of feeling good. You're kind of a little bit, it's still bugging you a little bit. So you got treatment. You got treatment as soon as you get into Toronto. Tell me
Yeah.
about that whole process there.
Yeah, so I have my whole team up in Toronto because I played there and kind of gone around. Mike Prebega, you might have seen him
Yep.
treating Forsberg in the whatever the show
Face
was,
off.
the Face Off.
Amazon face off. Yep.
Yeah, so Prebeg treats me and his team up there with Mel is like he has a crew up there, and so every time I try to get there, of course the players are going, so they take precedence. But I try to sneak in and get my treatment in and get touched up, and whether it's acupuncture, ART, chiropractor, whatever they do it all. So I tried to get healed up, and of course we say this after I just told you about the whole road trip. Like, okay, I got treated up, but then I was sat on a plane for 4 hours and a bus for an hour and a train for 4 hours. It's just like it's just really hard to get healthy. And Mace, we've been talking about the workouts we've been doing, like trying to, you have to do a workout, you have to do some activation or something to keep your body in stretching. I know you have. We can get into your workouts. But I have my own weird stuff that I do, but
It's awesome.
it's just a battle. It's just a battle to try to keep up with your body at this point.
You have to do it because you're not getting enough sleep. Like sleep, and when you go to sleep is such a big indicator of.
What is a
Oh,
circadian rhythm? What is that? What is it? Is that, am I saying that right?
yeah, the circadian rhythm is, what they recommend. It's your body's natural state of when you should wake up, when you should go to sleep, and there's a lot of different factors in it. So when you get up in the morning, yeah, they say that you should get like immediate
Uh,
immediate you know go outside and have the sun on you, so your body gets in that natural rhythm. But there's absolutely freaking zero chance of us having any kind of natural circadian rhythm
I
with
wore an
this
aura
schedule.
ring for a while. Like
Oh my god, don't even. I took off my I had a watch that did it, and it was they said
it was
basically
like, hey idiot, what are you doing? Go to
you
bed.
suck,
Why are you
everything you're
drinking
doing
so
is
much?
wrong.
What are you doing? What is wrong with you? You're dying. Go to a doctor. What's wrong with your system is all messed up.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it honestly shows you the I don't know the resilience of the human body, because even more so when you're playing. And I think we talked about this a little bit before, but your brain just tells you like, okay, I have to battle right now. I have to go kill people. I have to
Yeah,
do what I do. You do it. You just find a way, and then you're like, okay, well, it's 2 days later. There's no chance you're even close to recovery, especially after that trip. Like, there's no way.
no,
There's no way. Everyone in that room, everyone on that team is probably playing at like I would guess 65 max percent of your energy levels and your reserves and all that kind of stuff, muscle capacity, anything of your full potential. It's your brain that's willing you through that, and
yeah.
that's the crazy thing about this. And even like what was the other day we went in Dallas, we were feeling the effects of it because we went home for a day, and you got to do everything. You got to be super dad. You have to do a promo for Channel News 5. You've got car problem. Tell me,
No,
you get
yeah.
home, all of a sudden you got the engine light coming on. You got to take care of it. Like, oh my
Well,
God, I got.
no. So the thing is like I want to drive my son. He's 13 years old. I want to drive him to school, and my wife Ann is a sweetheart and says, "I'll drive. I'll take you. I'll take him. Don't worry about it." But I want to be there, right? I haven't been there. I want
Yeah,
I get that little 10-minute ride to school, and we talk
it's
and
the
hey,
best.
go, have fun at school and whatever. I'll pick you up after, and of course the engine light's on. And so I have so many things to do. And I'm like, I can't afford to lose a vehicle. Well, so I bring it in. And so I have to sit there for 3 hours waiting for him to change my thermostat on the Suburban, and then I'm going, okay, I got some work done while I was doing that. And then it's like, it's just, it's one thing after another. But I will say, Mace, we were talking earlier, is I felt like I got in 2 days at home. We had the game, 3 nights, 2 days. I felt like okay, reset, and okay, I'm ready to go back on the road. And then we got on the plane, and the plane was delayed to Dallas, and then we ended up way too long hanging around. We didn't get in till dinner time. So I missed happy hour, but these are the things we have to battle through.
It's fun. It's funny though. It is, and it's just the hits keep on coming. And then they go beat Dallas, but you and I yesterday
Right?
we're like, hey,
That's the best part.
yeah, that's unbelievable. I thought that game could go either way. It could be a 7-0 shellacking, especially the way Dallas is there. But that's the funny thing that's what I love about sports is you never know. And it's what's going to turn with these guys, whether this turns into something. That's a game, and this whole start of the year and the travel stuff, like that could be a pretty damn good story if they find a way to fight their way back into a playoff contention kind of thing. But that's a ways down the road. But it's been a good story. And then you and I go we do a little mini workout, and then we hit the sauna and the cold, and that lake, I felt unbelievable after that. I was like, holy, I feel like a new man.
Yeah. So let's dig into that, because I find this interesting, because when you're on a team, you go in the locker room, the strength coach has this, that, blah, 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 and you go through all the same thing, right? And so you rip out your workout, and you skate, and then do your workout, whatever it is. And I'm in the gym with you, and you're doing all this weird shit, and I'm doing all this different weird shit. And I'm looking over, I'm like, what is he doing now? Like, you're jumping around. You look like a chimpanzee jumping all over the floor. And what do you call it? Animal yoga?
It's called
flow?
Animal flow.
So Mace is doing animal flow, and I'm doing like hip thrusts, like looks like old aerobic exercises. What, Jane Fonda hip thrusts?
Yeah, you're just always like you're rifling one after another. You're getting some good functional movement. Like you're pushing it hard. Like you're doing a bunch of stuff at a small amount of time. It's pretty
self-preservation. I need 20 minutes. Yeah. I need 20 minutes every day. If I don't get 20 minutes, my body seizes up. I just have to do, and usually that's like a 10-minute warm up and 10 minutes of me just throwing weight wherever I throw it, lifting it or pulling it.
You do it nonstop though. You do like you get it. There's zero rest for you. I take rest in between my stuff.
Yeah, I like to just get it through. Like I want to get my stuff and get it done. But it's interesting because we should, I've got so many different things from people along the way, like a strength coach, Mike Boyle, my strength coach in Boston, and then Matty Nickel, my strength coach in Toronto, Pierre Allard, all these guys. I'm always getting something. And so my workouts, for the most part, look like chopped up bits of all their workouts jammed together, and then I'll mix and match and put them all together at the end. And then, whether it's Pilates or yoga, I got to get back into the yoga. I was doing yoga for a long time, but I got to get back into that because, the hips and back, they need that stuff. So,
yeah, I got to take you through this one that actually really got me back into like training and working out and doing all this stuff and physical fitness. You've always been pretty consistent with that. For me, it was like a battle. I'd always do stuff, but I never really had a plan. I was like, I do it because I'm like, okay, I got to do it because I don't want to, get out of shape or whatever. But I did this one, which was, it's called Flow 60. It's this guy, Michael Chang, not the tennis player, but he's a different guy. But it incorporates like this jumping stuff and like hitting your body and trying to drain, like get the lymphatic drainage.
Yeah.
And then he would do, then there was a stretching component of everything. And it's like, 30, he's got different ones you can do for 60 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want, but it's easy. It'd be for somebody that's not a gym rat or that doesn't have a lot of experience, but a way to feel like I feel like get the passion, like the great benefits of it. So you're feeling good. You do the lymphatic drainage, you're hitting your body, you're loosening up all your stuff. Then you get into stretching. Then they'll do like either air punching or squats and some like side squats, just stuff that anybody could really do. You can have assistance if you're older or not in great shape, and it's something that anybody could do. And then at the end, they end with yoga and breathing. And I just thought that was, and it's easy to do. It's not really physically demanding. It's what you want to put into it, and that kind of really like sparked me. So I think obviously it's such an important part of everybody's general health, but
Yeah.
everyone's at different levels. But like you're saying, so now I'm like, I want to learn different things. I want to lift some heavy stuff, but I also want to, make sure I'm not compromising my flexibility and my movement, and just trying to incorporate everything. But the more that you have some great strength coaches, and the more that you learn and can incorporate different things, I just think the more the barrier. But you got to find something that works for you, right?
But I also think there's, I talk to people all the time. Like, what do you do to stay in shape? Like, just move, just
Yeah,
go
exactly.
somewhere. Like, it's sometimes it's easy, right? I call it my 10-10, and you
Walk.
guys, you do 10 reps of 10 different exercises, and you go through it as many times as you can. So you do 10 squats, 10 jumping jacks, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 lunges, 10 lunges the other way. Like, you
Yeah,
just keep going through, and 10-second plank, whatever it is, you're doing something for 10. You do 10 of those exercises, and then just do it as many times as you can. And it takes
yeah,
like 10-15 minutes, and
yeah,
you're tired, and you feel like, you're like, whoa, that was a workout, and then you're done for the rest of the day. It's simple. And I do it in my hotel room sometimes.
yep,
I call that my double session. So I'll go to the gym in the morning, and then I'll wake up and like, I need to get going again, and so
yeah,
I'll do a quick 10-10, and
yeah.
it's easy.
Well,
But I
that's
think you need to be aware of that. You need to go and do it.
exactly, and that's the thing is like why I do some of the weird stuff in the hotel that you don't really need anything, but for people that haven't like done it, it's intimidating. I know my parents and my dad, and that's been one of his issues about he used to be in shape when he was younger and got away from it. And then there's an intimidation factor. And somebody told me, it was with reading, is like, do you like to read? I'm like, yeah, but I just don't want to do it. He's like, well, just try this. Just go read for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just if you're starting on your physical journey, just say, well, I can go walk for 5 minutes. Don't put a like, oh, I got to work out 60 minutes every day, and then I got to lift weights, and I got to do this. And so all of a sudden you go, okay, yeah, I can
Training
walk.
for a marathon.
Yeah, right. Because you look at social media, and it's intimidating for everybody. I don't care if we're professional athletes, we know what to do, but it's a different part of our life. But for someone that doesn't, just say, hey,
Yeah.
I can go walk for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, 3 days, 5 minutes a day. That's nothing. Then you're like, hey, that was easy. You crank it up from there, and then you start getting, more passionate about it. You're saying you start seeing the benefits. When you start seeing the benefits, that's when you're like, okay, I'll lift up some weights. I'll do the 10 thing. I can do 10 of these. I'll just pick a light weight, and all of a sudden, then you get in. That's when you get the consistency. That's the key, is the consistency in
Yeah.
doing it. It doesn't have to be this like, oh my god, Instagram workout of this jack guy or this girl that's in incredible shape. It's like, hey, just go walk. Okay, go lift something now. All right, put on a weight vest and go walk for 10 minutes. You can do that, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now what can I do? And it's like, it's invigorating.
Yeah. It's like it's the same conversation with your diet, right? It's like
Yeah,
you don't need to cut out carbs. Just skip the fries.
yeah,
just skip the fries that you were gonna have for lunch and get a salad instead. Like
yeah,
that's like baby steps. Like, don't
yeah,
you don't need to go kill yourself. Just
yeah.
get it done. The workouts are the same thing for me, I think. And I feel so much more energy when I do that. We went down to the
Oh,
gym this morning, and did our quick little workout. I did a little yoga stretch in the room, got everything, all my bits and pieces are back into place, I hope, with my back and hip. And
and we're going to play pickleball now. So
we're going to go play. Well, when I crushed the biggest burrito. How big was that breakfast burrito I had?
that's the biggest burrito I've ever seen in my life, like
Sam's
ever.
number 3. I don't know if you guys, if you're not familiar with Denver, we're in Denver. Sam's number 3 is downtown, and it's like what do you call it? Breakfast diner, but they got beers and
It's everything. It's a good vibe. Yeah, it's a
mimosas.
diner. It's like, But that's the biggest burrito. I've never seen a burrito that big. That was
Monster,
crazy.
just a monster. So
And he
yeah,
leaves
so
like this much. If you're
I,
watching on YouTube, he leaves this much. He goes, "Well, at least I didn't eat it all." It was like some of the
I
tortilla leftovers.
yeah, well, that was gluttonous. I would never finish that whole thing.
No, of course
It
not.
was good. And then we're gonna go play some pickleball. So all right, so there's my. I did a little workout, little stretch, I like kind of a baby circuit and a stretch, and now we're gonna go play pickleball. I call that a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
As long as there's beers at pickleball, right? You promised.
Yeah, it says there are. It's I showed you they have a bar area there, so
Perfect.
we're gonna play. Yeah, we're gonna play
Is there
pickleball.
honestly? Is there anything more fun than I like pickleball. I love tennis, but tennis is like
We used to play tennis.
Yeah,
Remember, you and I used to go play a lot, actually.
yeah, and I love it. But you were in better shape than I was, and my hamstrings started snapping all over the court. And
That's hard on your body, man.
it would wear me out. It would wear me out. I won't lie to you. My hips and hamstrings are just blowing up after that.
Yeah.
But pickleball, I can handle.
Yeah.
And the best part is that you can have a couple beers and hang out,
Yeah.
play some pickleball, have some fun. I think it's like, and it's close quarters, so everyone's right there. It's a good time, and I know everyone in the world plays pickleball now in the U.S. So I don't have to tell you guys, but if you haven't played, you should go out and try it out.
Well, that's another one. They say there's a lot of studies done on sports that involve hand-eye coordination, racket sports in particular, and it's easy. And that's again, if you're getting into fitness, if you're looking for something to do with your kids, any level can play. And I know it's getting to there's a lot of professionals, but when you go to the pickleball community, it can be intimidating. But everybody, they're so good in that community, and they'll teach you the rules, they'll teach you how to play, and it's not as aggressive or demanding as tennis. You just go hit the ball, and once you get into it, we were pretty good there. We got pretty good for a while. We haven't played for a while, but it's a sport you can pick up quick, and it is fun. It's a great community. You're involved in every play. It's not like you're running all over the place. It's a great sport.
Yeah. Little story about Calgary. Remember, we went out to Calgary. We went to this big. It's like a YMCA pickleball mecca.
We still have every trip.
They had a ton of courts, and so we go over there, and we're sitting, and it's packed. There's people everywhere, and so we put our balls in to get the next up, and I go out there. I think I can't remember who I was playing with. I don't think it was you. I think it was someone else, because you would have been better. But I played against this old guy. He must have been 88 with 2 knee braces, and this little. She was actually speaking Chinese. She's out there, and she's old, and they kicked the crap out of us. It was embarrassing. I was like. And then they started yelling because they thought I was serving overhand.
No, it was Lindsay. It was you and Lindsay playing. And Lindsay,
Yeah.
Remember her serve? She didn't serve under. It was kind of
yes, it was sidearm. Yeah, I'm like, and then you're yelling at us, and I'm like, I like, what the hell? You're killing us. Like, why do you care? Like, just play. We're just here for fun. And they were savage. They destroyed us. And the old guy with the dinks over the net. Like I'm like, dude, can you hit the thing? And he just drop it. Like every ball was like 2 inches. I had to like hit it 10 feet in the air to get it up over the net.
Yeah, painful. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
We won him over though. We won him over by the end by our group.
We charm.
We have a charming group. We have a fun group. That's why I love doing, going to stuff. We're thinking of stuff to do. There was a beer spa we were trying to get into that was booked. Which I've never
every time I come here, it's booked. If anyone knows anyone at the Denver, there's a Denver beer spa.
Oakwell beer spa is the other one we saw.
And they're always booked. And I've tried. I looked out 2 weeks in advance last time we were here. I forgot this time, and it was booked. I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
and it's a place where you go, and they have a tub of beer, and you sit in the beer, and while you're drinking beer, they have a tap right next to the thing, and they bring out. You can get a kikuchi board. You can get whatever you.
Yeah,
you
right. Get add-ons. I'm just worried that if we go there, that you might not ever leave, and we can't have.
It sounds like heaven. It sounds like heaven. And they have a gluten-free beer too.
They got everything. It's like beer heaven there. It seemed pretty awesome.
And we haven't gotten in. So if anyone can make a phone call to get us squeezed in, that would be great.
But we'll
next time.
update you guys. We'll update you on how pickleball went and our activities. I think we're going to start trying to do more of that stuff because trying to get the coaches to go. They've been on a grind. I texted Benny,
Oh,
and he's like, and I know how they feel. Well, but those guys put in so many hours, and I just
yeah.
feel for them because that's why sometimes we go down for media. Every morning we're talking about, when Lindsay, we lost the luggage and stuff, and you have to talk to coach. And sometimes I'll just be like, I don't want to bother him because
No.
what am I gonna ask him? What's he gonna say?
Yeah.
And you could just see they're running around trying to figure out everything that's going wrong. But hopefully they're getting some good rest today. But we'll have to do a next
You
one.
know what?
Get
Going to
someone on.
the coaching side of it, like these guys watch video, they break it down, they relook at it, they reanalyze. You play a game and you rip through it, right?
Yeah.
And then I used to watch all my clips and everything, go back and watch it. But these coaches are just breaking it down and down. I remember Pat Burns. This is before video was even really that big. The VHS tape that he did rewind in 1997. But he called me in and he goes, that turnover you made in the second. I go, yeah, I can't do that. He goes, I know it was one mistake. I know you did one thing wrong, but since that happened, I've seen it 50 times. I've relived that mistake 50 times. You can't do that to me again. And I was like, I won't do that to you again. Listen to me though, because every time you do it, one of those, I have to watch it 50 times. I don't want to see it again. And so I was like, okay, I got you. And he laughed about it. But that's like when the team is struggling and you're looking at video, no wonder you're exhausted. Because every time you look at it, you go, it sucks the life out of you. If you see a guy turn the puck over,
it's unbelievable.
It kills you. And then you watch it over and over again. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah. That's tough. That's about the balance, right? But it's almost like the more things go wrong, the more you're trying to find that little thing. Well, what can I find this time? That's, and then all of a sudden it's just like, you just got to throw the arms up and just say, just go play hockey, guys. Like, just go play. You know what to do. Nothing we've done, this over analysis. Like we've said everything's need to be said. I want to dive in. I want to talk to O'Reilly next time. We'll end this here right now. We got to go to pickleball. So
we have busy.
But I want to find out what Factor came back and he addressed the team, and he's that kind of guy. And I remember we saw him in Ottawa. He was out. That was the first game he was out, and he's out there. He's got his sticks. He knows he can't play. He's in he's not moving around really well, and the guy wants to play more than anything. But he made a comment with the interview after the game against Dallas with Lindsay, just saying about he had like time to like reflect, like get out of the crap, get out of the misery, and just say, you know what, like I get to come to the rink every day with my teammates in the NHL. How awesome is that? It wasn't awesome before because you're in it. You can't get out of it. And he comes back and look at the game he has, and he addressed the guys, and whatever he said, obviously he's the guy you're listening. I want to know what he said and like exactly what he reflected on, because that had an impact, and it does on anybody. If you can get out of the misery for a second, step outside. It's not that bad, but when you're in
fresh
it,
perspective is huge. Yeah.
So that'd be cool. We gotta get him on because I really want to know what he said, because he's just such a good guy, and everyone you talk to that knows him just raves about the character and all the stuff. We see him with his friends on the road, and everybody is just such a Snook. Remember old Snook? Now it's not Factor. The boys back home call Ryan O'Reilly's nickname Snook. So we got to get into that too. That's he'd be a good one to have on for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. But to his point, hey, we're going to the rink and we get to play hockey in the NHL. It's a heck of a league.
Yep. Tell your 13-year-old self that, hey, if you're
like you'd be pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool that he came back. Cool that he had a great game. Cool that the Preds won. Now we keep it going in Colorado.
Everything's cool. All right, guys. Please rate, respond, tell us what we suck at, what you like
it, love it, hate it. Let us know.
Topics. We're here for the people, and this is fun. So let's keep it going. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, guys.